Hey friends, it's Maria at Love the Mouse Travel, and today I'm going to do an overview of Disneyland Paris in case you're heading there for your first or next visit, and I'm going to include later in this video how you can get some of your money back from your vacation to Disneyland Paris. So let's go. Most US travelers are going to fly into the Charles de Gaulle Airport, and then there are two ways to get to Disneyland Paris from the Charles de Gaulle Airport. The TGV is a high-speed train that goes from the Charles de Gaulle Airport to Disneyland Paris. It goes past Disneyland Paris, but you make a stop at the Marne-la-Vallée Chessy station. I'm sure I pronounced that super wrong, but you can remember it because the last word, Chessy, looks like cheesy, which I'm sure Mickey Mouse would approve of. The train will get you from the airport to the station at Disneyland Paris in about 10 to 15 minutes, and it is currently $32 US, which is about 30 euros for adults, and then $16.50 US for kids. And I recommend waiting to book your tickets until you have your luggage, because if you book your tickets and say something happens and you have a flight delay or something happens with your luggage, you'll want to be able to get on the next train. And if you have a ticket that has the incorrect time, sometimes you have to pay a fee on the train because you're on the wrong timed ticket. And so I would recommend just waiting and getting your ticket then. One other thing to note is that if you go with the TGV option, then you are going to have to possibly wait for your complimentary hotel shuttle. They have bus shuttles at the train station, and you might have to wait outside, and if it's really hot or really cold or really windy, it can be a little miserable having to wait on that bus with your luggage. You can walk to your hotel, but depending on which hotel that you go with, you might have to walk a pretty long ways with your luggage, so you might want to wait on the complimentary transportation instead if you do that route. The second option is going to be the Magical Shuttle to get you from the airport to Disneyland Paris. I personally love this option because it gets you directly to your Disneyland Paris hotel, and it's great for families who might have a lot of luggage with them. You won't have to deal with the train station and all of that. You'll simply go to the terminal that has the Magical Shuttle. It's kind of between two of the terminals, and you will get on just the next available bus. You don't have a timed ticket, it's just that day, which is really nice because then it can allow for some flexibility with your timing. This particular option is currently 24 euros, which is about 26 US, or 11 euros for kids who are ages 3 through 12, which is about 12 US. Hotels at Disneyland Paris get some extra perks, including extra magic time, which is where they'll allow you for about an hour before the park officially opens. You can get in an hour before. I've done that before, and a lot of people will go to Peter Pan and wait in line there, but I did a bunch of rides like Dumbo and the Mad Hatter teacups, and I was the only one on those rides at that time, so it was a very magical moment for me. So I recommend, if you do have extra magic time, maybe have one day where you go to a ride like Peter Pan and wait in line for that to open up. But maybe on another day, go to those rides that have zero wait and you're the first and maybe only person riding that attraction. The hotels are walkable to the parks, but they also offer complimentary transportation if you'd rather go by a bus. Hotel Cheyenne and Hotel Santa Fe are pretty far away, so you might want to take that sometimes, and maybe sometimes you'd prefer to walk. But you do have the option of walking to the parks. Most hotels also have some character meet and greets that will happen in the lobby, so it just depends on your hotel of who might be there, and their costume might be a little bit different, but most of the hotels do have character meet and greets, which is really cool. Let's start with talking about the Disneyland Hotel. This is the deluxe hotel that is actually located at the very entrance to Disneyland Park. It is the one that whenever you're going to Disneyland Park, you walk underneath it and you wish that you were staying there. Some of the other on-site hotels include Disney Hotel New York, The Art of Marvel, which is perfect for superhero fans, and it houses my favorite lounge at Disneyland Paris, the Bleecker Street Lounge, which has 3 different coffee cocktails if you add in an espresso martini in there. All 3 of them are fantastic. Highly recommend them. You also have Disney Newport Bay Club, which is very similar to Disney's Yacht and Beach Club at Walt Disney World. Disney Sequoia Lodge, which is undergoing major refurbishment this year in 2026. Disney Hotel Cheyenne, which has a very, very cute Western theme to it. And Disney Hotel Santa Fe, which has no air conditioning. There are 2 parks at Disneyland Paris, Disneyland Park, and Disney Adventure World. Disneyland Park houses one of the most beautiful castles that has a dragon underneath in the cave that you can visit. And there are some familiar attractions located at Disneyland Park, like Phantom Manor, which is their version of Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World, and Pirates of the Caribbean. At Disney Adventure World, you can find some unique attractions like Crush's Coaster, Cars Road Trip, and the brand new World of Frozen. At Disneyland Paris, you can opt to add the dining plan to your vacation package, though it works very differently from the dining package in Walt Disney World. The dining plan at Disneyland Paris offers 3 options. Breakfast only, where you just get breakfast at your hotel each morning. Half board, which is where you get breakfast at your hotel and then either lunch or dinner at a sit-down table service restaurant. Option number 3, full board, where you get breakfast at your hotel, then both lunch and dinner at a sit-down or table service restaurant. You can also use these at the all-you-can-eat buffets, and if you use it at a character dining, then you'll just have to pay a little bit of a difference from it being kind of a regular table service restaurant to it being a character meal, but it's actually not too crazy expensive to make that change. Disney Premier Access is Disney's Fast Pass or skip the standby queue option, and there are 2 versions of it. Disney Premier Access Ultimate is the one where you purchase it and you have it all day long, and it's for all of the attractions that are on the list, and you can go to any of those attractions whenever you would like. You do not need a time slot. You simply walk into the queue and scan that you have the Premier Access Ultimate Pass, and that's it. It's amazing. I always have at least one day that I have the Disney Premier Access Ultimate during my trips to Disneyland Paris, because I feel like it is such a great way to experience way more in a short amount of time. The other option is the Disney Premier Access 1, which gives you access only to 1 attraction that you choose, and then you get the next time that's available. So you will have to go at a specific time for that one particular booking that you make. Of course, it's going to be a lot cheaper than the Ultimate, but it's only for one particular attraction. PhotoPass Plus is Disneyland Paris's version of Memory Maker. You get your ride attraction photos for the rides that have that particular feature, and you get your photos at character meet and greets that have photographers there. But just know that it is a little bit different from the Walt Disney World version, where there are not cast members out and about near the castle and things like that taking photos. It's mainly just for the attractions and for the character meet and greets. Something a lot of people don't know that Disneyland Paris offers is excursions or tours that get you from Disneyland Paris into Paris to some of the main attractions like the Eiffel Tower, or if you would like to go to Versailles, you can book these tours in your vacation package, and then someone will bring you to those locations. You can then have some time to explore, and then someone will bring you back to Disneyland Paris. So if you're hoping to see some of the attractions while you're there, that can be a great way to do it. If you shop for souvenirs at Disneyland Paris, make sure you keep your receipts. You'll want to have the Skip Tax app downloaded onto your phone, and then at the end of your trip, you can scan your receipts into the Skip Tax app and go through the process. It will then tell you the process for when you get to the airport. Before you go through security, you're going to go to a tax refund kiosk and scan the code that it gives you. And then I recommend doing the option of using PayPal, and they will PayPal you the French VAT tax refund for the items that you are planning on bringing home with you. Sadly, this does not include things like what you paid for your hotel or what you paid for food. It's only for the things that you plan to bring home with you, and it's a great way to get a little bit of that money back into your pocket. Planning a trip to Europe can be very stressful, and I'm here to help figure out all the logistics for your trip. I'll send you messages so that you don't miss important information, and I'll be your one-stop shop for all of your questions. Email me at maria.burkett@lovetravelcollection.com and let's make magic happen. Hope to hear from you real soon.